Hello, my dear gardening friends. Today we are going to be in the front of my house and I'm going to do a spring maintenance for these beautiful hydrangeas. I have 3 types of hydrangeas in my garden. These are smooth leaf hydrangeas. I have also 5 mophead hydrangeas and I have oak leaf hydrangea. So today I'm paying attention to them. Maybe this would be too late of a job, but maybe better late than never. And we will do the maintenance on my hydrangeas in the front. So in front of our house we have a strip of land which divides the street and our property and the walk area. And originally it was all grass. We converted into grass. We planted nice beautiful trees, maybe 2 vigorous of trees. And we also planted 5 mophead hydrangeas here. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, 5 mophead hydrangeas and 1 wild hydrangea, as it's called. Wild hydrangea are already trimmed, and the wild hydrangeas bloom on new wood, so there's no I don't have to be very cautious when I trim it, because I can do a nice haircut of this shrub in spring, and still wild hydrangeas will produce beautiful blooms. And it's performing very well here. Suffers slightly from drought, and hopefully eventually we will install here irrigation, some sort of irrigation system, because these very hungry and thirsty maple trees are kind of taking all the energy out of this strip, which is a lovely space here. It adds a lot to curb appeal in front of the house. And once these hydrangeas are in bloom, literally people are stopping by and ask me what type of mophead hydrangeas these are. And you know what my answer is? We planted these hydrangeas so long ago that I don't know what the name of them. So I don't have the answer to people, and in case you are wondering what hydrangeas are these, I don't know. I just know that they are mophead hydrangeas. And usually what the book rule, how to trim mophead hydrangea, is just after they finish blooming in summer. And why is it? Because mophead hydrangeas are forming their blooming buds after they finish blooming for next year. So if you wait too long after they finish blooming and you give them a haircut, or you cut all these lush beautiful buds in spring, basically you cut away all the blooming flowers for that season. And very often people just do that. They do a nice haircut in spring, and then their hydrangeas in the middle of summer is very lush but no flowers. You may ask me, why are you waiting with these kind of brown looking last year blooms, and you, Olga, didn't do a haircut for your hydrangeas last late summer? Well, my explanation is I have my little own way how I deal with this hydrangea. One big thing, maybe negative for my area about these hydrangeas, mophead hydrangeas, is that they bloom on old wood, and hydrangeas are hardy to zone 6 approximately. Now a lot of hybridizers are trying to correct that and bring hydrangeas, mophead hydrangeas, closer to zone 5. These hydrangeas are older, I don't know the name of them, and they are truly hardy to zone 6. And since we are gardening in Connecticut, zone 6, 7, these hydrangeas sometimes don't survive cold winds. They're here planted in the middle of the street. We have right now, look at this wind, blowing always from the south this way, and these hydrangeas can be really snapped by cold winds, especially during late winter, early spring, when we have one of those zappy conditions. All right, so my way of dealing with this borderline conditions of hardiness zones for hydrangea, for mophead hydrangea, is I don't trim it in the fall, and I let hydrangea go into winter with all these dry flower heads. And I believe that because, don't look at it now it's kind of disheveled, but in winter it's covered with these mop heads, dry mop heads, and I truly believe that it helps hydrangea kind of survive better the cold conditions. Right now everything is almost taken down by the wind, but in winter it really stays up, and I have fairly good luck with overwintering hydrangea in our area. Some winters, of course, are very light and mild. I believe the year before that we had a very mild winter and my hydrangeas were basking with beautiful flowers. This year I'm not sure. This bush survived very well, but look at this guy. He doesn't look really well. All the top buds, look, come closer. Look at this top bud, you see? It's all done, it's all dead. And this hydrangea doesn't want to wake up really. You see these lower buds? They will wake up, but not this one. And maybe these lower buds will flower, maybe not, because this one was supposed to create a beautiful flower. So we will see about this one. Here, this will be flowered. And maybe this one will. I'm not sure, it's kind of slightly dead looking. I'm not going to touch this hydrangea yet. I want it to wake up. And then I'm going to see which bud is here and which bud is not. For example, this would be a good example to do for you. So basically what I do in spring, I just go to the flourishing bud and I take off dead stems. Now, if I would do, you see this flourishing bud here? So I go stem by stem. It's more time consuming than just cutting it in the fall, just like this, giving it a round haircut. But I believe that because of this procedure I do, I'm able to save a lot of buds, and my hydrangeas are performing all right in my borderline zone. Now this, you see all this formation? I'm not sure if that bud will work. So I go like this, stem after stem. I also take away all the dead stems. There are not many of them. And plus, in winter, when these hydrangeas have these heads, dry heads, it looks quite attractive. Now these buds, you see how this got damaged first, the second one is less damaged, and the third one survived. So I hope that the top, which was here, helped a little bit. This one I'm not sure. So this is how I go, and I know that not all of them will perform well. This one is kind of dead. I'm not even sure what to do with it. All right, maybe it will create a bud. All right, so I showed you the main procedure, how I do it. All right, so I will finish this job later. Meanwhile, I want to show you another type of hydrangea I have near my windows. So come and follow me and let's go to that corner of my garden. Hydrangea is a beautiful success story in my garden because it is hardy to zone 3, I believe, and all the way up to zone 9. And by the way, this bush came into my garden, a spotted plant from Home Depot. 2 years ago, in the fall, I planted them. So this last year was the first performance year in my garden, and look at this size already. So this year, I'm expecting this hydrangea is going to put this off a magnificence of a show. Now, I made a mistake. I'm a little bit delayed with trimming this hydrangea. This hydrangea is incredible hydrangea, and it blossoms on any wood, so I can take it down and it will be all right. Now my problem is I'm a little bit late in trimming it, and a lot of gardeners, especially the beginner gardeners, would say, oh gosh, what am I doing? Am I going to kill a bush? No, you're not. You're just going to take the energy away, waste the energy which the bush spent creating these beautiful, adorable green blooms. So that's kind of, if you are delayed in trimming, that's what you do. You deprive bush of all that goodness which bush already put out in spring. I made sure I fertilized this hydrangea very well with a Spoma natural fertilizer, all-purpose fertilizer, and I also covered the root system of the plant with mulch, because this area, all this area around the front of my windows, supposed to be a beautiful boxwood hedge with beautiful roses. By the way, these are my Queen of Sweden David Austin rose, and they are going to flower under my window and saying hello through the window to us in our house. That's a plan, but it's going to be forever for these boxwoods to grow, and whatever, I need the patience in the garden. So basically what we are doing here with this hydrangea, we take down 1/3 of a bush, or 1/4, 1/3, and that's it. Incredible hydrangea is an improved variety, and this variety has very strong stems. Look at this. These stems survived fall, winter, and they lived very well. And they lived through spring. So incredible hydrangea is famous for keeping its blooms. And blooms of incredible hydrangea are big and impressive. They are white, going slowly into green. And they are such strong performance in the garden. I mean, the reason I planted them here, these two bushes, because we have very unattractive area here. So I want all this to be covered with greenery in summer and create kind of a barrier for people not to see that unattractive background. Now, I saw on the internet that some people trim all the little leggy little stems there. This is my first year of trimming incredible hydrangea, and I don't think if I want to do that. Correct me if whoever has incredible hydrangea in their garden. Tell me what you do with those little, you see these lanky stems? Do you cut them out? I'm going to do some of them out. Okay, so that's it for this bush. I will do the same with this one. This hydrangea saved its heads better than that one. Maybe because this area is more protected from wind. All right. Goody goody. And you see all the new growth from the middle of the bush? That would be beautiful stems bringing flowers. Wonderful. I'm expecting marvelous things from these bushes here in their second year of blossoming in my garden. All right, so that's it about trimming my hydrangeas. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to fertilize it. I'm going to fertilize them. I would love to use the ground cover, the mulch on this area here, But you know what? We made a mistake when we were setting this garden patch here. We should have lowered the ground level. This way the mulch is not going to be washed on the sidewalk by rain. We didn't do that. So I really can't apply mulch here on this area. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to apply all-purpose Espoma fertilizer around the drip line of every hydrangea, because hydrangeas are one of those heavy performers in my garden, and I will work it up into the soil. You don't want your fertilizer to be exposed to air. You can do it, but you have to use more fertilizer, and you know, who wants to use more fertilizer than needed? So that's my plan. I also will just finish all this trimming, and I will make sure that I collect all those leaves from the middle of the bush. This way bush can form new shoots. You see how beautiful new shoots are coming up. They're looking quite healthy and quite good. And we are waiting for our next beautiful season of blooming hydrangeas. I hope you enjoyed this video. Happy gardening. I will see you next time. Especially this one, you see, when I looked at it in the fall last year, this guy was performing very poorly, was getting very yellow at the bottom. So I think I need to pay special attention for these boxwoods, especially this one. Again, if we have small shrubs, hello, where are you? I'm here. Can you see me? So especially when we have small